Our next guest, thanks to our host at the law firm of Tarlow Breed Hart Rodgers, is Bill Rodgers, William Rodgers, a founding member and chair of the corporate law group at the TBHR. Welcome, Bill.
Hi, Jeff. Thanks
Hi.
for having me.
You're going to talk about a topic we've really never had a twist on before. You're going to talk about preparing a business for sale, but the role of building a board in the same process, correct?
A lot of people thinking about selling the company go through the process of let's prepare the company for sale. They talk to their family, their neighbors, their co-workers. Sometimes they even hire consultants. And while there are many good ones out there who can add value, they often jump over what they really need to do is to be reflective about their own business. And I think a board is an excellent way of doing that. The role of a board is to help guide the business. It's to help oversee the management. It's not to run the business. So a good board asks probing questions, serves as a sounding board for strategies, helps measure the capabilities of your management team. And in that process of a good board, they often will focus on weaknesses in the company, weaknesses that a buyer is likely to quickly ascertain. So I've always advised my clients that before they go down the road of forming a board, and by this I mean a real board, not
Right.
the figurehead board that you're required by statute to have, often in private companies made up of your business partner, perhaps your wife, your kids, your friends, your neighbors, people who don't really bring the gravitas and seriousness to it. But if they're going to form a truly functioning board, they need to become self-aware. And to me, that's why do you want a board? What are the most pressing questions that face your company? What are the driving forces in your industry you have to contend with? What's the nature of your competition? What's your strategy? Where is it going to take you? What do your customers want? What are the keys to success and the challenges that risk failure? And if you don't go through that analysis process, you're never going to be able to assemble the right board.
It seems like most entrepreneurs, part of the reason that makes them entrepreneurs is this sort of goal for independence. And in selling a business, they're looking for even more independence. But with a board, you lose a little bit of that independence. And so I would assume that a lot of entrepreneurs have trouble with boards. So how do you go about building it so that you're sort of dealing with that dynamic with the owner?
Not uncommonly, entrepreneurial companies reach a plateau where the business outstrips the entrepreneur's ability to run it alone and effectively. And it's as simple as that.
Do you migrate towards different models that you like better than others?
I have opinions on all those things, but they're very contextual. It's what's needed. What's the right board for the moment? What's
Right.
the right board for that period of transition the company's going through? And for the audience, there's a distinction between the statutory board, which most corporations, all corporations have and are required to have, and they have statutory duties. And a board of advisors is something less formal, more casual, and you sometimes can get more people to serve on those boards because they don't have the statutory liability exposures for making wrong decisions. In the closely held business context, you don't typically see the liability risk surface, but you can. Recently in the news, the whole Demoulas board, right? They're all private company boards. They've got big stake at what decisions are made because big dollars are involved. You wouldn't want a board of advisors there. You'd want somebody who comes prepared, has informed themselves,
More of a stake in the game.
have risk exposure that motivates their engagement
Right.
and bringing forth their best passionate involvement in the decision-making process.